What's up, weebs? Welcome to WeeaBoots, the only contemporary anime review podcast here on GigaBoots. I'm your host, Anime Danime, and with me is WeeaBob,
Zombie,
Chris Wolfhard,
Undo,
and Dr. Aggro.
Unscented.
This time, unfortunately, we watched Undead Unluck. People are like, he hates it, I'm turning off this video, and I'm like, I just couldn't think of anything else with Un. Sorry, I can't hear you, already blocked. And I'm like, wait, you can block YouTube channels? Come back, I want that power!
Like, shit, what has On in it? Gundam Wing?
Gundam wait. Gun damn it, this week we watched Undead Unluck. It's a new anime, it's based on a manga. Let me just blow your mind here. The anime featuring Undead, or Undy, or Andy, and Fuko Izumo? A really kooky couple. But before we get into that, Bob, who made this?
this was made by David Productions, is the animation studio.
Good job, David.
You may know them from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Never heard of it.
The newer ones, not the classic.
Not the 90s OVA thing?
Yeah, no, surprisingly not that. Urusei Yatsura 2022, Fire Force, and Bento. That's BEN-TO.
No, Bob, that's Ben 10. You're misreading it. I forgot about the 2022 Urusei Yatsura.
Yeah, I think everyone did.
Oh, yeah, man, I completely forgot that came out.
Holy shit.
That's why you don't remake incredible classic animation from the 80s and 90s. You can't match up.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta remake, like...
Was it a remake?
Yes, directly remake.
Oh, that was a bad idea. What the fuck's wrong with you guys?
Yeah, we're talking about with video games, you need to remake, like, bad video games. So, you know, don't remake classic anime, remake bad anime.
Yeah, you have everything from the year 2000 to 2010 to remake. They're all bad looking.
It's a little later than that. It fully coolly came after 2000.
I know. There's a few highlights. I'm just saying, there's a lot of DigiPaint stuff that could be.
I feel pretty good. I was going to shoot Tenchi Muyo for no reason, and then Bob shot a decade of anime. I'm the good guy.
Well, they can't remake Tenchi Muyo, Dan. It's still going on right now. Right now, there is some sort of thing being made with Tenchi Muyo.
Dan, Tenchi Muyo can't be revived. He's in the call with us right now. For people who don't know anything about Undead Unluck, our main character is what you call a negator, who negates the rules of reality. His name is Undead because he simply wouldn't die. And then the other one's really unlucky. See, that's what... So she's called Unluck?
No, she's not unlucky. She makes other people unlucky if she touches them.
Well, her power's Unluck, so they call her Unluck at one point, and they call because he's undead, and they just say these things. And but her name's Foko. Her name's not actually Unluck. But that's why the manga and the anime is called that. That's why it's called Undead Unluck. I've explained it. You don't need to watch it now.
Problem solved.
Yeah, I watched one episode and I was like, I got this. I'm good.
That's why I watch animes, just to decipher the title. That's how far in I get every time.
That's why people keep watching One Piece.
Thank you, person who answers these Netflix surveys.
I'm never going to watch Pluto. I'm like, that's a planet. And then someone's like, actually.
Can't believe I had to watch all of Penguin Drum. That was bullshit.
Man, like nobody talked about that Pluto thing and it came out yesterday.
I saw a number of people pop, honestly. I don't know if this is a thing I need to pay attention to. I just know it dropped.
Yeah, it's one of those things that I've been watching for a few months. Like, I really need to see it, but I haven't had time because it came out yesterday.
Right?
Yeah, it's an anime adaptation of one of the best manga ever made based on an Astro Boy storyline.
Yeah, on paper, it sounds pretty good. I don't know. Maybe I'll check it out. But we're not here to talk about Pluto.
No.
Which is not a planet. It's a planetoid. It's a different thing.
Guys, I thought it got reinstated, but that's not important right now.
Its license was taken away. We're here to talk about Undead Unluck. How do you talk about this?
Well, I can finish going through who made it.
Oh, sure. That's like talking about the anime.
Yeah, the original creator was Yoshifumi Tozuka.
Uh-huh.
it seems he's on a few one-shots, one of them being Super Heavy Charge Vanguard, which was in Shonen Jump Next. I don't even know if it got a US release. So this is their first major manga.
Okay.
And the director is Yuki Yase, who did Fire Force, also at David Production, and Meikaku City Actors, which was one of the last things that was really relevant from Staff Studio. They still make stuff. I'm not saying they don't. It just that was one of their older bigger things. I don't remember it being very good.
Makaku Shitty Actors was one of those things that's based on like one of those impenetrable Japanese franchise. It's like, we started as weird Vocaloid music videos and became like light novels and manga and games and anime. But Makaku City Actors looked terrible. I don't think there's a worse looking anime in human history.
It's one of those ones of the showcases for the streaming release versus the Blu-ray release, and they are basically two different shows.
Oh.
Yes. It's one of those. Also, I think it had a lot of like Berserk 2016-esque, here's a horrible looking CG model. That's our scene.
Mm-hmm.
Always fun.
Hey, Aggro. Tell me about Undead Unluck.
Undead Unluck is so fucking anime. Like the switch flipped all the way down. I remember thinking about it. I flashed back to 9th grade when somebody asked me, like somebody sat across from me in I think a math class or sat ahead of me, turned around and said, seriously, what's up with the Japan cartoons? And I thought about it with all the sagacity and wisdom that a 9th grader can conjure. And I said, because every time you turn one on, there's a chance you're going to see some crap you've never seen before. And right about the moment where Undead falls off the bridge and gets hit by a train and his head comes off with what I was surprised was not a sound effect.
Right?
You can feel that, though.
Right? You hear it in your soul. I thought maybe this is going to be some shit. And then right around the time the anime just explicitly says, oh yeah, everybody's got a wacky power and they're all named Un something in English. Like, I don't care if this is going to be terrible. It's going to be great.
They're basically stands, but they can't punch guys.
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, oh, it is immediately Parrot. What is happening here?
Yeah, when they started getting to, no, half the episode is going to be me explaining this thing that doesn't make any sense. This is my fighting technique. You know what you're getting into.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, one of the core driving mechanics of the series is, as we were talking about Fuko, she's extremely unlucky to others if they contact her physically, and she likes them. The details evolve as we go. They have a horrible catastrophe happen to them. In the very first episode, our main character, Undead, just gets hit by a fucking train immediately because he grabbed her. So since he can't die, he's like, man, I should have sex with you. So that's a core driving mechanic of the show, is that he wants to have sex with her, and she's so easy that he doesn't want to have sex with her on occasion. He's like, you're a pushover, and also this is slutty, and we're in a literal like trash pit.
Yeah, you have to be in love with me first, so I'll die. It's pointless to fuck you unless fucking you will kill me.
Exactly.
Which he's pretty hard to kill. He's hit by a meteor and is fine.
Yeah.
If your power name's gonna be Undead, you gotta be pretty hard to kill.
Yeah, otherwise it would be hard to kill, not undead. Because the moment he dies, I guess he's dead, so it doesn't matter what his title was, but it's like, come on now. I mean, the guy's clearly pretty hard to kill. He got hit by that comet. He's gotten chopped up. He had his head trapped in a bubble for how long? 50 years?
I think it was 10
Something
years,
ridiculous.
but he was captured 50 years ago, something like that.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah, they stuck him because that way he can't regenerate his body, because that happens in this. His head just lifts up and like we get a skeleton, muscle, nerves, veins, skin regeneration. I'm actually kind of surprised it was able to be on TV.
Me too, actually.
And a lot of his movement is done from having a limb lopped off and then just spraying blood hard enough to like fly.
Yeah, he seemed to explain that it was him regenerating it really fast, which did that, which, like, he said a sentence to explain it, so I went, okay.
I'm here for the anime. I'm not going to argue too much.
You don't walk into the restaurant and tell them how to cook, all right?
Later on, he does the Jetstream Sam quick draw using his regenerating arm as the sheath.
Yeah.
Like it regenerates so fast as he pulls the sword out, it hyperspeeds it.
They even have a section where it's like, oh man, he's actually still feels pain and is taking those hits like it's nothing. It's like, have you seen the rest of what this guy's doing? Those punches are doing nothing to him.
I still haven't gotten over the arm sheath thing. I cringed every time I looked at it. Just shoved it in like reverse Wolverine. It's
Yeah, it looks painful. Most of the time, he just has it shoved into his back, though. Is that any better?
I mean, kinda.
Wasn't it going through his like a fucking shoulder blade at one point? Like, what the hell?
Yeah. Look. Presumably, if you literally can't die, even if you still feel pain, your body adapts a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I read the manga for this, or read it. I did one of those things where I'm like, it seems like you're getting into the last arc. I'm going to stop until it's over.
Yeah.
So I didn't expect how intensely hyperactive it would be animated. Like, this series has some juice.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think what it would be like to see, he gets crushed by a falling crate of bananas and then bursts out of the crate eating the bananas.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah, David Productions is one of those companies that does a pretty good job of like having high fluidity animation when they have money. Like a lot of the Fire Force stuff does look similar levels of quality, and when he flies around, it honestly, you can tell it's the same people working on it. The way that they fly in that is frequently similar, but not spewing blood.
When they're making a decent adaptation and not the Neptunia anime.
They made the Neptunia anime?
Yes, in fact, I think it's why there was a big break between 2 seasons of JoJo, because in between them they were doing the Neptunia anime.
That's rough.
Right? All right.
Whatever, everyone has to walk their own path, right?
I guess.
Okay, I got to talk about specific details, okay? We got to talk about episode 3 when Gina makes her appearance. We watched the first 3 episodes because that's all it's out at the time of this recording. Yeah. Gina makes her appearance on the beach and she puts on her hat and the moon's full behind her. And I go, oh my God, is this character designed a nod to Gun Deadline? The fucking Dojin schmuck from Japan inspired by Toho.
I mean, the author of this is older than you would expect a Jump first timer to be.
Oh, neat.
Because they're about 34, I think.
Yeah,
34
that's the exact age you would do that. God. Yeah, they're marked for this.
You can feel that in the references, in the influences.
Oh God.
Shit, that scene where she summons her hat.
Yes.
Where she's like, send me my beret. And they just fucking centurion beam her giant hat down.
It's really fucking sick.
And it's been so long since I actually read this part of the story. I don't remember if that hat does anything.
It's important, and that's all that's important.
Otherwise, you wouldn't recognize her. She's in disguise until she puts on the hat.
So there she is in her outer space low orbit satellite doing things, shooting lasers, and I'm like, am I watching Blaze Blue? One moment. Is she running a podcast? If she isn't, it's Blaze Blue. If she is, it's Guilty Gear.
Exactly. This is an important distinction.
Well, I need to know. I'm going to have to keep watching to see if she references running a podcast from low orbit.
Yeah, I think episode 3 has a lot of stuff that makes me interested in the universe. Because before that, it is really just like, I guess they're going to all have weird mechanics like this for fights. That's kind of neat, but I've seen that a million times. But in episode...
Yeah, you need more world building.
Right. In episode 3, they're like, yeah, there's no stars. We don't even know what those are.
Yeah, that was fucking great. I didn't expect in the middle of this high-octane comedy action series something absolutely chilling to just T-bone me out of nowhere.
Yeah, that actually did
me. What the fuck do you mean stars? What the fuck? What?
Yeah, I spent a moment going, did I misread that subtitle? Like, that's insane and fucking has ramifications and stuff. We're going to have to deliver on that anime. Don't you fuck with me.
Was there an unstars power?
Somebody deboned space, right? His power unbone.
I mean, based on the current information that we have, I'm assuming Chick Shar with a katana just cut all the stars out of the heavens.
Oh yeah, she's shown up in the intro.
Yeah.
See, you say Char, but she looks so much like fucking Treize from Gundam Wing specifically. Wait, not Treize.
Zex?
God, who's the Char in Gundam Wing? Yes, Zex Marquise.
Yeah, Zex Marquis.
Like their helmet is like exactly the same. Except I think hers has the logo on it instead of eye holes. So I'm like, how the fuck do you see at that?
Right?
Well, you're not looking with your eyes, you're looking with your heart to mete out justice. I know nothing about this character. I can't wait to meet them.
Well, I guess we have one person who's going to keep watching.
Oh, yeah. No, I am a complete sucker for, hey, here's a new character. They have a weird power. Let's figure out how it works.
So here's my thing with this, and this is my personality to a lot of things, but this, being the genre it is, being the tone it is, has amped it to 11. I refuse to watch this until a shitload of it is out, and then I would binge the whole thing over a weekend. I just sitting here at the split between episode 3 and 4 and being like, I didn't even get to see the fight. We're gonna fight next week. I can't do this.
Yeah. I realized I've fallen into the habit of getting about 4 or 5 episodes into a show and then waiting for the season to end and spending all day finishing every show.
Yeah, I feel like that is a significant tangent, partition of people, right? That just need that. Where they're like, oh, this is great, and I will definitely watch it, but I'm going to need a lot more.
Yeah, as hectic and frantic as the show comes off, I feel like almost nothing happened in these 3 episodes.
Which is why this podcast is full of a lot of comments about the show that aren't, man. He exploded, and then a comet hit him, and then he had a sword in his back.
And then there was more slapstick.
Yeah, there's a lot of, honestly.
It's pretty good slapstick, honestly.
Yeah, the slapstick's really, really good. And I enjoy the interaction between the two main characters. It's fucking really delightful. Especially when I believe it's at the end of episode 1, she starts running away from him after he makes the comment about sex. And he starts running after her, and she runs a lap around the fountain. He catches up and then just runs past her right before they run to credit or to hit the credits. And I'm like, wait, did he just change his mind and start racing her at some point?
I like that he has a cork in his brain.
Yeah.
It's like I've been alive for like hundreds of years. It's fucking exhausting to remember all that. So I stuck a thing in my head so I don't.
I'm curious what the thing is, because it's strong enough to survive a comet landing on him.
Well, he has that sword that's also like the best sword in the world or whatever. So I assume it's just something else from that guy.
From the facility, yeah.
Right.
Made by Unbreakable. God, like, it's that kind of shit. I cannot wait to dig into this and see what kind of wacky parameters and rule sets we have.
Bob, since Agro talked about his interest in watching more, let's talk about you. Are you going to keep up with this?
I'm kind of like split halfway. This is unfortunately only on Hulu, which gives it a big debuff in my head of like, you're an extra $18 a month. That's a lot. So I might resubscribe when the whole thing's over and check it out, or if there's another show that comes up and I need to watch that.
Yeah, that's fair.
But
I imagine there's a different place you could find this on the internet. But
That's true.
Yeah. For legitimate acquisition, I don't know what it is with me. Maybe it's just me. Maybe other people out there, sound off in the comments how you feel about this. I never want to pay Hulu money. There's just something about it being Hulu that makes me go, no, fuck you.
No, Hulu really does suck. It's like how certain brands are cool or uncool. Like Apple has a cool image and Microsoft doesn't, so all their products that directly compete with Apple's cool projects fail. Hulu is like the lamest streaming service, which is fucking embarrassing considering Peacock exists.
I've literally...
I would rather give money to Peacock than give money to Hulu.
Yeah, I've given money to Peacock like 2 times ever. Or actually, no, only once. But And I've done it for most streaming services. I even have like a Pokemon movie subscription on Amazon because, you know, we run our Pokemon Go to the Movies, the monthly Pokemon movie podcast here on GigaBoots. And like, no problem. But Hulu asks for money and it's $18 to not see ads. And I'm like, hell no. One, ain't nobody gonna show me a fucking ad in 2023. Two, $18 is a lot. Three, you're Hulu.
Yeah,
No way.
That's that layer of like, I feel like I'm buying the whole kitchen. Like I don't want to watch 99% of what's on Hulu.
More than 99. It's like repeating nines after the decimal.
Like Hulu has literally everything, so of course it's expensive. It's not segmented out at all, so I'm just buying all of this and like, I want to watch one show.
Yeah. Yeah, it's frustrating. If this was on any other service, then probably something we have any access to and could just check it on whenever.
Right. So that's the goal it has to get past for me. And these first 3 episodes are neat, but they're not super exciting. And I don't know. It feels like it's funny and fun, but it feels like it's missing something. And I'm not sure what, but I kind of got the same sensation when I watched a lot of Fire Force. So I have to wonder if it's something more on the director's side, like the way he handles things doesn't jive with me as well.
I mean, Fire Force is also a lot more dull, I think, than this.
Oh yeah, Fire Force is the source material is pretty dull.
Well, wait, how dull? Is it Space Brothers? I like Space Brothers.
No, not dull in that way where it's like, oh, it's like a drama.
Imagine if Promare had no drip, and that's Fire Force.
You just instilled verbal depression on me. You cast a spell.
Yeah, that's how Fire Force feels.
Yeah.
Which is real sad because the author of Fire Force, the manga, did Soul Eater before that, and Soul Eater has a lot of sauce.
Oh my God, I'm not sure that anyone ever told me that before.
Oh, yeah.
It's rough.
Like, I remember watching Fire Force when it came out, and I did a video on it with Xeon, where I remember saying, like, wow, yeah, these first 3 episodes were pretty good. This anime is going to fall the fuck apart really soon.
Yeah, Fire Force doesn't have any character as good as Death the Kid, the skateboarding son of Death, who has 3 white highlights in his hair and is also OCD.
Oh, that does sound really great.
He uses 2 guns and holds them upside down and pulls the trigger with his big
It is Soul Eater is pretty great.
But Bob, I don't know what you're talking about. This is missing something. It's not, because Shen's there. He's got the side cut pants.
Shen is pretty good. I need to
It is so funny to see that design on a dude that's huge.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
normally that design and that voice would be on a much slimmer character.
Yeah, he's got like the pretty boy baby face, and then he's just fucking enormous,
right?
It rules. That's probably like not to sound shitty. That is the most compelling part of this entire show. That character's personality, design clash with the voice. It's fantastic. He's what gives me hope that we will have a committee full of a bunch of zany, very likable characters. And Gina's great. She is. There's a lot of things to her energy that I appreciate, but it's not on Shen's tier.
Yeah, I need to see a few more episodes, see how they get integrated into this organization and what they do from there, because that's like what the show is going to be, I assume.
Right? Which it's a little weird that our plot seems to be, oh man, this organization is hunting us. Quick, let's become cops as quickly as possible to also hunt down people with powers.
Yeah.
Extremely honest perspective.
Like, are they going to immediately switch to, okay, everyone we're hunting is bad? Or is it going to be, no, we're just clearly immoral? I'm very curious what their angle will be, because this is a bizarre concept even. Dan, do you plan to keep watching it? I know you kind of said no, not until 100 episodes are out.
Yeah, I need all of this to be out and on a platform I want to pay any money to ever.
Well, you could pay for 1 month of Hulu and then just watch it all and stop.
Oh yeah, just because I've kneeled and because we hit the Donathon goal of us watching Toku, I should just give up all my principles, Chris. You're right.
God, like we're in the future, so I've completely lost track of how any of this works anymore. It's on Hulu. Who's got the license? What's the up and down on a physical?
I believe it's Viz, so they're usually pretty good about putting physicals
yeah, it's
out.
it's a jump series, so it's going to be Viz.
Okay.
But
yeah, I don't know. I like Fuku a lot. She's a great character. I love shut-ins. Shen's great too. I feel like depending on how they evolve that perspective of our characters on them becoming fucking cops, and how the cast shapes out in the next couple episodes, I could either really love or not care at all about this anime watching it forward.
Right here at episode 3, it's like it can go any way.
And the worst part is I don't think by the end of episode 4 we would have known either.
No, it feels like we'll need to have like half a season, like 6 episodes to really know.
I think based on what I remember of the manga, I feel like you'd know by episode 6. That would be the point where you knew for sure whether or not you wanted to keep going.
Like something this high energy, there's a long shelf life of, wait, is this anime actually good and engaging, or is it just really fucking wacky and my brain is lighting up?
Which, that works in its own way. I can't.
It worked for
but
Excel Saga.
it doesn't hold.
No.
Unlike with Excel Saga, which has a hold on my brain for almost 2 decades now.
No, Excel Saga is carefully crafted. It is immaculate and amazing.
Sure, yeah. It in Dragon Half.
It's not that there's a dent in my brain shaped like it.
Right? Perfectly crafted for that, yeah.
The Excel Saga is a fountain machine that has nothing but flavors of Coke. And so every episode is interesting that you get a new flavor of Coke.
Oh no, Chris is right. We do need to watch Dragon Half for WeeaBoomers.
Yeah, well, Dragon Half WeeaBoomers win.
Yes, half.
That 2-episode OVA.
I'm just gonna pretend that Edgar's not insinuating we instead watch some hentai.
Yeah, no, I wasn't gonna say it, but I got it. Hey, Chris, do you intend to keep watching Undead Unluck?
Maybe it's not because of the content. It's because I know I read the manga, like, so I'll probably watch it whenever I see clips and be like, oh shit, that part got animated. I gotta go.
Yeah, I know that's why I don't read a lot of manga. I like watching in the animes, and if I already know what's happening, it ruins it for me in a lot of ways.
I don't know what you're talking about. I just read Death Note and then watched the anime and started screeching until it stopped playing on the TV near me. I occasionally think I should go back and try again. No.
So this is why I always make sure to read the manga, because, sometimes you get great adaptations and sometimes you get Lucifer and Biscuit Hammer.
Oh, don't talk about that. It hurts. It hurts
It
to even think about that. Speaking of terrible anime adaptations, here's a comparison of Meikaku City Actors, what they showed versus the Blu-ray.
Oh, yeah.
God, I watched this on airing. It was such a mess.
God.
Studio Shaft betrayed me.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that literally is the Yashigani crab thing.
Yes.
It's literally that. I think it was even featured in the article I read about that, which for anyone who doesn't know, that's the infamous situation where making Lost Universe, the animation studio, caught on fire. So they really couldn't finish episode 4. So the aired version looks like the left and the finished version looks like the right. And sometimes they draw characters completely wrong.
At a certain point, legally, you should have to have a track on the DVD that plays both scenes at the same time.
I agree.
If DistroTech did a release, I'm sure it would.
Yeah, speaking of which, someone needs to get that whole episode back up because I think the first chunk of the episode was taken down. Like it was DMCA'd on YouTube.
Oh.
Yeah, so you can only watch the second chunk now, I think. Lost Universe, WeeaBoomers win.
Never.
It's so good.
So isn't.
That's what makes it good. It's so strong. Other animes would try to be good, but it didn't try.
Guess it's pretty strong in that way, yeah.
If you ask me, it should look like the face on the left for the whole show.
It had the courage to be incredibly shitty.
Yeah, if the entire show was just made like that, that would have been a big selling point, honestly.
Oh, is this show for children? What am I watching?
It'd have that like buff that stuff like Ninja Slayer and Inferno Cop get. I'm like, what did you do? Is this okay to air? Is it done?
This fucking Kappa Mikey looking bullshit.
Right? Huh, that's weird. Why did I search up Yoshigani, named after this episode going so bad and meaning in Japanese subculture when a thing is just animated like absolute dog shit, not done when they air it? Bring up Case Closed. And also Cabbage. I know why I brought up Cabbage, but Case Closed is immaculately animated every episode. We all know this.
Yeah, Ran doesn't just have a horn half the time.
Hey, don't insult her horn. That's so rude.
Ran has a horn in the manga.
Yeah,
No, I know that. Sorry, the horn becomes more.
That's because she's
malleable.
She's detecting things.
Yes.
Her feeler is reaching out.
I think that's also accurate.
Yeah. Case closed. When's our Case Closed podcast?
the Eternal podcast.
Yeah, fucking. This is my objective to review every episode of Case Closed over the next 40 years. Anyways, we got really off topic. Yeah. I believe we all stated the exact threshold at which we would continue to watch this anime. Did anyone else have anything else they wanted to say? WeeaBoots, the contemporary anime review podcast or anime conversation piece where we talk about whatever the hell we want.
Yeah, this is just Anime Club, the podcast. Is that a problem?
No! It's true. No! It's true. That's what both this and WeeaBoomers is ultimately.
Well, with WeeaBoomers, I feel like it's complimentary.
Look, I'm sorry, Dan. We all have to do the Hara Hara Yukai now.
No!
Look, life contains both halves of the Genshiken trailer. I'm sorry.
The executive producers for this GigaBoots video are Esme, Ely Broyles, Spaceman Spiff, Red Blaze 27, Brendan O'Sullivan, A Reminder for Symphony of War, Cooper Tank, Very Best Plot, Iconic Bane, and Rado. Thank you very much to our executive producers. And also these guys. If you want to become an executive producer or normal patron, head on over to patreon.com/gigaboots today.